Originally, I started when I was young. I loved comics, comic books. I loved drawing, and drawing took me into studying graphic designer by trade, by profession. And being a graphic designer meant to me that I was very, very busy and I didn't have time to think things over and to do anything. So eventually I got almost burned out and I needed a break. So I took my break, 3 months off in Tokyo. I went to Tokyo 3 months and do nothing, battery charging. And I stayed in a nice house and just walk around and wander the city and enjoy life over there. And while I was there, I thought like I have nothing to do. Normally, I was very used to do all the time, do something and do something on an assignment. So a client coming to me and saying, "Do you want to make a magazine for me, or a logo or something?" So all of a sudden, I had nothing to do, and what I did was just make drawings. And one of the first evenings, I went to an exhibition of this woman, an artist, a French artist living in Tokyo, and I said to her, "Well, you're an artist, and I'm just a burnt-out designer. But I would love to do art, but I don't know how to do it. How do you do it? Can you tell me how to do it?" And she was like, "No, there is no way to do it. Just do it." I was like, "What do you mean, just do it? Give me an assignment. I need an assignment. I cannot work without assignment." And she said, "Just start doing a drawing and then let it flow, let it go." So it took me like days and days to let it go. I started by doing buildings and doing things that I saw because it was kind of an assignment to myself to draw what I saw in the city. But eventually, I thought, well, listen, I'm not going to do this 3 month break many times in my life. So maybe I should keep a diary of what I'm doing here. So I made this diary, and every day I drew a page, like a comic book, of what happened that day. Very simple. So again, I put myself an assignment. Next to that, I had other books. So the diary is not here, but these are like different books I had. I had one on people, one on t-shirts I wanted to design, one on Tokyo landscapes, one on cars and things with wheels. I was putting assignments to myself all the bloody time. So this is a diary, and the diary was like the most personal of them all. And it was not supposed to be shown to anyone. So I thought, okay, if I think about people reading it, I will cohibit myself about explaining things. So I will do it only for myself. But of course, because I'm a designer, I thought I will publish it. I will put it on Flickr. So all my friends saw it. There's some friends of mine. They have a shop in Amsterdam called Tenue Denim, and there's a denim shop with only denim stuff. And one of the guys there, he said, "Listen, I saw these wonderful drawings of your diary, and we have this magazine for the shop. Why don't you make a city guide about Tokyo with the same style, the same stories, but then more like a guide, a city guide?" So I thought, well, yeah, sure, why not? So I did this, which is a city report of Tokyo, with one personal kind of, two sides, personal, and the other one is more like highlights of the city, things that you could do in the neighborhoods and so on. And to my big surprise, it was a huge success. People loved it. And so one month later, they called me and they said, "Listen, our next issue is about France. So we are paying you a ticket to Paris and go to Paris and do a city report on Paris." So I did Paris. And it was great. I mean, it was the city in 3 days, so it's kind of intense and it's really hard to do. But they gave me like some hot spots they wanted to have. And then I found some myself, and I knew some by memory. This is me the first time in Paris when I was 4 years old with my aunt on the hunt. So after Paris came New York, and then Amsterdam, and then London, and then I think I forgot something. I forgot one or two. Anyway, the City Reporter was a big success. And then I thought, heck, again, it's an assignment. It's not my art. But in one way or another, I enjoy doing it, and it doesn't matter. It's an assignment. I get questioned asked by other magazines and other companies and people to do drawings of cities. So this is a little neighborhood in Amsterdam. They wanted me to do one for a TV program which moved to this neighborhood, and they wanted to show to everyone the neighborhood. After that, it came, you will see in a sec, the Vanity Fair Spain called me and said, "Well, we are doing a feature on 4 different neighborhoods in New York, Amsterdam, and New York, Paris, London, and Madrid. Can you do that?" for sure, but I wanted to do art. So I made one city report of my house, my own house. And then I sent it to a friend with a magazine called Apartamento, which you probably know. And again, he said, no, listen, very nice, but I don't want you to do that because we just had a feature on a house and drawings. But maybe you can draw for the other magazine I work for, which is Casamiga, which is the design supplement of Corriere della Sera in Milan, which is like a huge, thing for me to being asked to make some art for a big magazine in Italy. So what this is all about is that I guess it's not me, the only person who has something hidden, like Mike and Jason making this game. They like the games and they started doing it, and then all of a sudden it becomes like a side job or like a second life in itself. This is the Barcelona one, by the way, in iPad. You can buy it in the iBook store. But what I want to say is that if you have a dream, if you have something that you like to do, even when it's, bake cookies or talk on the phone or talk to friends because it's something that you like to do, it might hide a treasure behind. Maybe you can become a partner counselor or, I don't know, a pastry shop chain all through the country, whatever. There is always something behind. So now when I go to Tokyo to work for PechaKucha, and I have to fill in my occupation, I always write artist instead of designer. And I'm very happy with it.